watching W.Media and we are coming to you from the Mumbai Cloud and Data Center Convention and Awards 2023. Joining me now is a very special guest, Mr. Vipin Shirsat from the Princeton Digital Group. So let's start by talking about the one thing that's on everyone's mind, AI, ML, IoT. How have all these technologies completely revolutionized the way we are doing things these days?
First of all, thank you so much, Deborah, for having me, and looking forward to be a part of this event every year. And this year has been a massive success. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
So yes, AI has been a buzzword, and been in the industry for more than 10 years. And around 10 years back, we saw a transition happening from enterprise cloud, so from enterprise colocation to cloud colocation, and now we're sitting at another similar transition, going from cloud colocation to AI colocation. So yes, the transition is clear. We are seeing those effects on ground. What I also believe is that this is just beginning of a much larger revolution. What we see today is just the tip of the iceberg, because AI as a technology is going to evolve. So what we would see on ground would be much larger than what we are experiencing today. It does have some kind of impact on the kind of infrastructure that we develop. With certain amount of flexibility inbuilt in the design, I think that we will be able to deliver whatever AI is requiring. PDG's MU1 data center is actually a AI-ready data center.
I'm glad you brought that up, because AI-ready data centers are still rare. So what needs to be done? What needs to go into it?
Okay, so the interesting part is AI-ready data center is not really just related to that data center. Just imagine if you're a Microsoft or an Amazon or a Google who are trying to set up your AI infrastructure globally, you would actually look for a partner who would be able to deliver similar capacity, same standards, same SLAs across multiple geographies, so that I as a Microsoft, Amazon or a Google is able to roll out my capacities across these regions. So what we do at PDG is that we provide standardized, scalable and sustainable capacities across all the markets that we operate. And we have certain minimum level of internal PDG standards which meet the AI grade data centers. To get into details, this would essentially mean if someone wants a race flow design or a without race flow design, a high density machine. And we just spoke in the forum also that there is cooling which was outside the data hall, which went in the row cooling, which has gone rack level cooling, chip level cooling, and now immersion cooling. So you need the ability to be able to transition across all of these as and when it is required. Secondly, to do a permutation combination of different kind of coolings. So, and obviously scalability in terms of land, power, number of buildings and so on, number of megawatts essentially. So that is at the core, but the paraphernalia does really lie around a partnership where we'll be able to deliver time and again in a predictable fashion across various markets.
But now let's talk about the huge anxiety that there is. There are a lot of people who are afraid humans are going to lose their jobs to machines with the advent of AI and ML. How would you allay those fears?
I did try to read and form an opinion around this, and what I realized was in 1940s and 50s when the washing machines came in, people were told that you will not have to spend your time washing your clothes and you will have a lot of time to relax. But and that happened time and again in the history. But on a serious note, I think with AI there will be some level of shuffling of jobs. Some jobs will be made redundant, and that happens with the advent of every new technology, but new jobs will also be created. In my opinion, I'm not as worried about job losses because of AI. Definitely not in the data center industry. This is one of the industry which stands to gain out of it. But generally speaking, across economies, across the globe, I don't expect that fear to materialize.
Now let's talk about colo and edge. Colos are flocking to metros, while edge centers are cropping up in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. What kind of a growth do you foresee in these two specific areas here in India?
Okay, so let's look at it from a customer perspective, right? So the reason why hyperscale data centers exist in city, because they are catering to cloud. Cloud is catering to enterprise IT. Enterprise IT is headquartered in larger cities, which is why Mumbai sees the biggest chunk. Other markets like Bangalore, which has got back-end operations for a lot of MNCs, Hyderabad, Chennai has a regional setup, and so does Delhi. And this will continue. As long as the cloud revolutions continue, this will continue. What we need to see is what are the kind of use cases we are seeing for edge. Today, there are existing real use cases, but frankly, the size is not similar to what you see for the cloud in the metros. It is unfair to compare the sizes as well. Let's compare the growth rates. I think the growth rates that you will see in edge data centers would be substantial, and that will be supported by 5G, applications that are supported by 5G. It could be gaming, it could be trading, it could be hyper-localization.
MSMEs, I think, they form the backbone of the Indian economy.
Yes, but also depends upon what kind of applications are you looking for on MSME. Say, for example, if you're looking for an online accounting system or an online CRM, it can still very well be served by the cloud setup that is in one of the larger cities. And today that is happening. Say, for example, YouTube does not have a core server in India. We don't really feel that there is a lag or there is a delay because of YouTube videos getting downloaded. Even Netflix, to best of my knowledge, probably does not have core servers in India. So all of this is managed on cloud. I think the technologies have evolved very well for these kind of use cases. But yes, there could be potentially new use cases that would call out for edge data centers and a growth for edge data centers. I think it's bound to happen. The question is when is what we need to track.
But there's another thing, and this is almost like a dark cloud looming over the entire industry, and that is the question of sustainability and green energy initiatives. Yes, there is that awareness, but do you think we are doing enough, and what more can be done?
Yes. So one is, yes, there is a lot of fear in terms of how data centers will impact the environment. I think, and this is something which is far better in India, where...
Yeah, you think we're doing a better job than the rest of the world?
Of course, yes. And I'll tell you why. So there are three sets of stakeholders here. One is the end customer. Second is the service provider, and third and most important is the authorities. The kind of initiative that we have in India towards renewable energy is really commendable. A lot of that is seen on ground. The utility service providers have targets to provide renewable energy. So that alleviates some level of sustainability responsibility from the other two stakeholders. We as service provider try to make sure that within the given regulatory setup, what is the renewable energy that we can maximize, and we try to do that. Third is our customers have also pledged for certain targets similar to us. So for example, PDG has pledged to be net neutral on scope 1 and scope 2 by the year 2030. Our customers have similar targets, some by 2025, some by 2030. So they are also contributive in terms of these efforts. So I think all these put together, when the intent is right, we will be able to manage and reach the targets that we set for ourselves. So yes, there is a fear, what if all the power comes from carbon heavy sources? But I think there is enough and more effort that is happening to make sure that that does not happen. And we are taking enough measures even today to make sure that we are not having, or we are having an extremely limited impact on the environment and completely reducing the power to a renewable energy sector.
Perfect. Finally, sir, you delivered a presentation today which got a huge round of applause. You are also, Princeton Digital Group is also one of our sponsors. What brings you to W.Media? What attracts you? What do you find most exciting? And especially, what's the buzz been like today?
It is amazing. The energy levels that I see in W.Media event is always amazing. For past several years, this is one event that I have never really missed. I've participated also many a times, both as a keynote speaker as well as a panelist. My reason to come here is that it gives me an opportunity to meet all my industry colleagues. Also to all the stakeholders. It could be my clients, it could be my suppliers, it could also be financing partners, a lot of analysts, even international analysts that are coming in right now. So it gives a unique place to meet all of them, to hear from them in terms of their experiences, their expectations, learn from them, also to cheer for the winners, get inspired, what else can we do better. So congratulations for the event. The buzz is amazing, the energy is really very high. Look forward to the day and also look forward to future events from W.Media.
Thank you so much for talking to us. We'll be bringing you a lot more such exclusive interviews from here at the Mumbai Cloud and Data Center Convention and Awards. So stay tuned. Until then, in Mumbai, I'm Deborah Grey, Regional Editor for South Asia and Middle East.